Coming up on Chapman News, the Southern California agriculture is at risk. We'll tell you what you should know about the citrus tree disease.
And we report from USC, where the community is coping with the murder of 2 students. This and more on Chapman News, which starts right now.
Who suffered a gunshot to the...
Welcome to Chapman News. I'm Zach Cumer.
And I'm Madeline Dodd. What at first seemed like a normal day on campus turned into a tragic crime scene that left 2 USC students dead. Matt Pritchard has the story.
The house, empty. The front porch, covered in flowers. This is the scene on Raymond Avenue in downtown Los Angeles, where 2 USC graduate students lost their lives Wednesday. Ming Ku and Ying Wu had returned from a late night of studying when they fell victim to an unknown gunman. Wu suffered a gunshot to the chest, and Ku was found collapsed on a porch with multiple wounds to the chest and head. USC's Captain of Public Safety, David Carlisle, is attempting to assure the public and the student body that an incident like this will not happen again.
We have to keep in mind, although this is one horrible, very high-profile crime, in that particular neighborhood, there have been 0 violent crimes reported by USC students, faculty, or staff to USC Public Safety. It's generally considered a pretty quiet neighborhood.
So as the students of USC mourn the death of Ming Ku and Ying Wu, the question now shifts to how will this affect the students of the future? With USC being one of the top 10 choices for graduating high school seniors, Wednesday morning's incident could lead them to shy away from the Cardinal and Gold gates.
I've had a couple of parents, in the past say, I don't know if I want to send my student to USC because it's in such a high crime area, when in fact that's an image we had 35, 40 years ago that we've frankly spending years trying to change. But I would imagine there will be a few who said, no, I'm not sending my son or daughter to Los Angeles.
Despite the violent nature of these crimes, LAPD has said that crime and homicides were down 20% this year in the area in which the shooting occurred. Reporting from USC, I'm Matt Pritchard, Chapman News.
Authorities have indicated that a failed robbery may have been the cause for the shooting, but no official cause has been released.
North Korea launched a long-range rocket on Friday morning that officials believe failed shortly after takeoff. The South Korean ministry confirmed that the missile was launched in the west coast hamlet of Tushang-ni and landed in Japan. Japanese Defense Minister Nakiaka Takanaka said the rocket flew over for a minute before crashing, causing no damage. The UN Security Council will convene to discuss a response to the launch. The White House said it would release a statement on the launch shortly, and the South Korean presidency held an emergency meeting. North Korea announced it was planning a launch of an observation satellite in honor of Kim Il-sung, the country's late founder.
The man who shot 17-year-old Trayvon Martin in February was arrested and charged with second-degree murder Wednesday morning. George Zimmerman appeared in court for the first time Thursday after pleading not guilty. The case has sparked a nationwide debate on racial profiling and the rights to self-defense. State Attorney Angela Corey said her charge against Zimmerman was not influenced by public opinion.
Same manner. Let me emphasize that we do not prosecute by public pressure or by petition. We prosecute based on the facts of any given case, as well as the laws of the state of Florida.
Zimmerman's arraignment is scheduled for May 29th. If convicted, he could face a minimum of 25 years to life in prison. Highway 101 became the scene of a fatal pursuit late Wednesday night near Woodland Hills. Abdul Arian was driving southbound when police asked him to pull over for reckless driving. Instead, he sped away onto the freeway. Police officers chased him down the highway and remained in cell phone contact with him and his mother. Arian finally stopped near Canoga Avenue and started running to another car on the road, pointing an object at the police. 3 police officers fired at the 19-year-old victim, killing him at the scene. The teenager was unarmed.
The moment agricultural officials have feared arrived on March 22nd, when a disease new to Southern California was confirmed at a Hacienda Heights home. Catherine Landrop has report.
Orange County was named after its famous citrus product. Now imagine Orange County with no orange. This could be possible if agricultural officials do not find a way to stop the spread of a plant disease known as citrus greening. Also known as HLB, the disease was discovered at a home this last March in Hacienda Heights.
There's no cure for it, so once a citrus tree gets it, that's it, it's done. And it's called citrus greening disease, but it's a virus that infects the tree and then it's lost. So prevention is everything, and preventing the spread of them is everything.
This same disease cost the Florida citrus industry over 6,000 jobs and billions in lost revenue since it appeared in 2005. Orange County's iconic trees are now in the battle to save California's nearly $2 billion citrus industry.
If the Asian citrus psyllid were to get out, it'd be devastating to Orange County's citrus industry.
The virus has traveled through the psyllid, which is believed to have come from Asia.
When it's infected with this HLB, which they often are, then they transmit that to citrus.
It can take years for an infected tree to show symptoms, but all eventually die. This is why it's necessary for officials to quickly discover the infected trees. Reporting for Chapman News, I'm Catherine Lathrop.
State bug detectives are circulating Southern California, taking samples of trees, setting traps and bug catchers, and using pesticides where appropriate in an effort to stop the spread of citrus greening.
A setback for the supporters of Chapman's proposed Filmmakers Village. According to a statement from Chapman University, plans have been scrapped for the new housing complex after underground testing revealed unsafe levels of chemicals at the site. It was initially suspected that the air in Marion Knott Studios was affected, but further testing refuted those claims. Officials say that the health and safety of the students and faculty is not in jeopardy. And other development options are still under consideration. In addition to the housing, the site was also going to be a location to shoot student films. Other possible locations are being reviewed for student housing near Dodge.
In Brea, a man narrowly escaped from his burning house. The fire caused over $400,000 in damage. The father of three was home and called 911 after the fire broke out at 9:30 in the 400 block of South Walnut Avenue. The man just managed to escape unharmed. It took firefighters 50 minutes to get the fire under control and another hour and a half to cool off the hot spots. The fire destroyed the house, the attached garage, and the patio. It also made minor damage to a neighboring home. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Coming up in politics, Tom Jackson has the story on the scratch in the GOP presidential derby.
And why employees are actually allowed to work during their breaks by choice.
Coming up next in weather, I have all the details on the weekend weather, surprises, and more.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. History, philosophy, peace studies, languages. Study abroad and explore the world. Become a global citizen. The Wilkinson College at Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead. Stand up for what's right. Chapman University. Passion, perseverance, teamwork, integrity. Create value in the world. The School of Law at Chapman University. Lead.
Welcome back. You're watching Chapman News. I'm Madeline Dodd.
And I'm Zach Cumer. So, Maddie, did you hear there's an 80% chance of rain today?
Are you serious? Oh no, James, don't tell me it's gonna keep raining.
Thanks, Zach and Maddie. And yes, I'm afraid to say, but you might want to break out a jacket and an umbrella because I was out this morning and yes, the rain is going a little crazy right now. It's not coming down too hard right now, but you might want to be safe out on the roads today, guys. But let's check out the weather around the nation. As you can see, it is 61 in Boston. We have 71 in Atlanta. We have 76 in Kansas. And we have 55 in Salt Lake City. So, you know, we have a mixture. Right now, the East Coast and the South are winning as far as being the warmest. So I think California, we need to step that up a little bit. And now let's take a look in our neck of the woods. And if you see, we have in Bakersfield, we have 62. In Los Angeles, we have 59 degrees. And in Orange County, which we don't have, but it's going to be 58 degrees. So it's a little bit chillier, especially for a Friday, but you might not know, but during the weekend, it's going to warm up just a little bit. So let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. As you can see right now, we have a little showers, but that's okay. It's going to get a little warmer tomorrow as we have partly clouds, and it's going to be a high of 63, so you can go out and take a nice walk. On Sunday, we're going to see some good sunshine, and it's going to be a high of 73, as well as Monday as a high of 76. And then, oh, folks, Tuesday, go out to the beach. It's going to be 80 degrees and sunny. I will be wearing my shorts and my polo. So if you are now, for those of you who are heading out to Coachella, one, have fun. Weekend one, it looks like it's going to be some showers, but it will clear up a little bit, and it's going to be sunny skies in 70s on Saturday and 80s on Sunday. So make sure you enjoy your weekend. And I will, because it's going to be really warm, and I cannot wait for this rain to go away. Now, back to you guys, Zach and Maddie.
Hey, thanks, James.
I love that weather coming up. Thanks, James.
We now send it off to our resident political expert,
Boston's favorite son, Tom Jackson, in studio to tell us about the most recent surprise in the GOP race. Good afternoon, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you so much. I think you might have me confused with Tom Brady, though. But, Rick Santorum has suspended his presidential campaign Tuesday. The former Pennsylvania senator was a distant second in delegates. His withdrawal hands the Republican nomination to Mitt Romney.
That while this presidential race for us is over for me, and we will suspend our campaign effective today, we are not done fighting. We are going to continue to fight for those voices. We're going to continue to fight for the Americans who stood up and gave us that air under our wings that allowed us to accomplish things that no political expert would have ever expected.
Santorum did not exactly say what made him make his decision, but he did hint that the reasoning was due to his 3-year-old daughter, Bella, who suffers from a rare and often fatal disorder and spent this past weekend in the hospital. Santorum did not mention Mitt Romney, but advisors said they did speak and they are expected to meet soon. But there has still been no word on whether Santorum plans to endorse Romney. Newt Gingrich and Ron Paul say they will stay in the race. Gingrich has won 2 states and Paul has won none. Romney has more than half of the delegates to take home the nomination. Workers, rejoice! The California Supreme Court has ruled that if you wish, you can work during your required breaks. That's right. During your small window of free time in the busy workday, you're allowed to keep working. Employers can be happy as well because they no longer need to police their employees not to work during their break. The battle has been raging for 8 years over the issue until the Supreme Court came to this monumental, unanimous decision. Only time will tell how this ruling will impact workers and employees, but it is clear that California is telling everyone, if you wish to multitask and eat and work at the same time, you can. The state of California filed a lawsuit against Orange County last Thursday in an attempt to keep county leaders from diverting money from education in order to balance the budget. The state is trying to recoup $73.5 million in property taxes it claims that Orange County has withheld. Connecticut's state legislature has approved a bill to repeal the death penalty in the state. The debate has been going for years, but lawmakers say testimonials of people who have lost loved ones swayed their vote.
Thomas Ajewski, Hayes are in prison. They never can kill again. The state doesn't need to kill them. That action has been taken as horrendous as it is. It doesn't need to happen. It doesn't make us any safer.
Governor Daniel P. Malloy has said he will sign the bill as soon as it reaches his desk, making Connecticut the 17th state to repeal capital punishment. California's own capital punishment process has been on hold since 2006, pending court battles between inmate attorneys and the state's attorney general. Capital punishment in the state was enacted by voter initiative process, so the only way to repeal it will be through a voter-approved ballot. Well, that's it for politics. I'm going to send it back to you, Maddie and Zach.
Thanks, Tom.
Hey, after the break, it's sports. Stay tuned.
Tara, what's up this week?
IndyCar racing comes to Southern California, and we have a preview from Long Beach. That and much more when we return. We'll be right back. You're watching Chapman News.
This is Chicago, home of the Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks, and this city loves Chapman News.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Chemistry, physics, computational science, biology. Start doing research in your first year. Soar to new heights. The Schmidt College of Science at Chapman University. Explore.
Welcome back to Chapman News. I'm Madeline Dodd.
And I'm Zach Cumer. A big week in sports. Baseball starting their hockey season, hockey wrapping up their regular season.
And here to keep us up to date, Tara Skipper in studio. Tara, the Angels took on my Minnesota Twins. How'd they do?
Well, Maddie, lots of Minnesota teams with games this week. The Clippers played the Timberwolves, and the Angels headed to the land of 1,000 lakes. Joe Mauer and the Twins trying to win the series in a Thursday matinee. Angels up 6-0 early till the 5th. Mauer takes Dan Herron deep to right, 3-run shot, cutting the deficit in half. Mauer's first home run of the season. Now we go on to the 7th, and we have Josh Willingham. He wants in on the action too. His 4th homer of the year, and now we have a ball game. Twins are within 2. Now we go on to the 8th inning. Minnesota down a run. Justin Morneau, he's up to bat, and he bombs it out to right field, upper deck. Twins climb all the way back to take the lead, 8-7. Now it's the last chance for the Halos. Matt Capps slams the door on Chris Iannetta. He grounds out. Twins beat the Angels 10-9. The Angels are in New York right now. Irvin Santana is on the mound, and it is currently the bottom of the 7th. Angels down 5-0. Chris Capuano on the hill for the Dodgers, looking to sweep the Pirates. LA's hot early. James Loney ground ball up the left side. Drives in Kemp, 2-0 Dodgers. Loney hoping this keeps him on track for the rest of the season. Later on in the inning, Juan Uribe, he's up to bat, and he bloops a single into center. Josh Harrison, diving effort, can't make the play. Andre Ethier comes in to score. Dodgers up 3. Top of the 2nd, we go to Capuano, dealing in his Dodgers debut. He strikes out Clint Barnes. Then he goes on to freeze Pedro Alvarez. And then Michael McKendry, he completes the trifecta, strikes out the side. He would have 7 strikeouts on the night. Dodgers sweep the Pirates 3-2 the final, improving to 6-1. It's the best start for the Dodgers since 1981. Not a bad year for the Blues so far. Padres come to town for a 3-game set this weekend. Now we go from the diamond to the court, Blake Griffin and the red-hot Clips in Minnesota. First quarter, Griffin on the fast break. He blows the dunk, a rare highlight. Don't you worry, he'll make up for it later. Like right now, Griffin gets the steal coast to coast with the flush. He'd finish with 19 points. More defense creating offense. This time it's Chris Paul with the steal and the toss to 34-year-old Kenyon Martin for the alley-oop. Clippers roll in mini, 95-82, just 1 game behind the Lakers. Time for another team that plays at Staples Center, the LA Kings. They won Wednesday, and tonight they look to go up 2-0 in the series against Vancouver in quest for the Stanley Cup. It's the battle of the goalies. Canucks goaltender Roberto Luongo had 34 saves in Wednesday's game to Jonathan Quick's 24. Quick has been the backbone of this Kings team all season long, and they will definitely need his help as they take on the #1 seeded Canucks. Vancouver is favored slightly over the Kings, and it'll be up to LA to get past Luongo. Forward Dustin Penner, who scored the game winner Wednesday, spoke to the importance of a victory early in the playoffs.
Yeah, we came out strong. We knew it was going to be a tough game. We knew they were going to come out hitting. It's nice to get one early here in the playoffs. It's a fresh start for everybody, so I'm definitely taking the most out of it as much as I can.
The EZOD IndyCar racing circuit is making its way to Southern California shores this weekend. The best drivers in the world are in Long Beach for the 38th annual Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. The track opens today for practice. Tomorrow will be qualifying and the celebrity race, all to set the stage for the main event on Sunday. More than just racing, the carnival-like atmosphere will be in full effect, celebrating this Southern California sports tradition. Now on to our own campus. It's going to be a busy Friday for Panther athletics. Softball travels to Claremont Mud Scripps for a doubleheader, while baseball is still searching to find its way against Linfield this weekend. They'll begin a 4-game set tonight at 7 p.m. The men have lost 7 of their last 9 games. They find themselves in unusual territory with an 11-17 record this season. 2 final events for the day: men's tennis hosts Biola and women's water polo travels to Caltech. All of this, of course, weather permitting. Hopefully the rain doesn't get in the way. We'll keep you posted on the Chapman News Facebook and Twitter pages. And that is the wrap on sports. Back to you guys.
Hey, thanks, Tara. Up next, a famous author is coming out with a new book later this year.
We'll tell you who and when. Plus, Lauren Ferree will have our entertainment. Lauren?
Coming up in entertainment, I've got the latest on local music festivals of all genres. And why America's
Welcome to the all-new Chapman Radio. With over 100 live DJs, music, talk, and sports 24 hours a day, and content determined entirely by the student on air, Chapman Radio is alternative radio at its finest.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to The Score here, Chapman Radio and ChapmanRadio.com.
And now Chapman Radio is more accessible than ever. You can listen from anywhere in the world on ChapmanRadio.com and also on your iPhone. The station is broadcast on campus in Hindley Underground and on the first floor of Arduous Forum. Yes, I can see you. Anyone can join, experienced or not, which is what makes college radio so unique. Recently, the all-new Chapman Radio has taken its quality beyond the studio. Anyone can request Chapman Radio to provide a live DJ at any event or party. All this, combined with the most serious DJs, diverse music, and quality show content we've ever had. No time is better to make the all-new Chapman Radio a part of your student life as a listener, or maybe even as a DJ. It's unlike any college radio station you've ever encountered. Chapman Radio, it's your new best friend.
Welcome back to Chapman News. I'm Zach Cumer.
And I'm Madeline Dodd. Thanks for staying with us.
Lauren Ferree has our entertainment for the week.
It seems like Chapman students are traveling all over the place, including to the Valley. Lauren, where will you be this weekend?
Well, Maddie, as soon as I leave the newsroom, I'm heading straight to Memorial for a skit, which I'll talk to you guys about later. But we're going to chat about why America's favorite family was right down the street. What happens when the funniest show on earth visits the happiest place on earth? ABC's Modern Family shot a new episode at Disneyland on the busiest day of the year, leap year. And for those of you who don't want a small tasty spoiler, plug your ears because the cast shared a little bit about their experience with Mickey and the gang.
Well, I did the picture for Splash Mountain. Okay. And the first time we messed that up, so we had to do it another time. Nice. And me and Sophia, and she was like, I know I'm wet.
Phil is trying to be his normal roller coaster self, but he discovers that he's too old. He gets dizzy.
Oh, no.
And it becomes an episode about him grieving for his childhood.
The Hunger Games have been breaking records left and right. Not only did they break the midnight opening record, but it just became the 3rd fastest film in history to reach the $300 million mark, behind James Cameron's Titanic and Avatar. While all this record-breaking seems like a sign that the future of the franchise is bright, the following 2 films for the trilogy are becoming more and more unpredictable. Oscar-nominated director Gary Ross has left the franchise and will not be working on Catching Fire. Ross said in a statement that as a director and a writer, he does not have the time to commit as much as he would need for the second film. There's Coachella for up-and-coming music, Stagecoach for country, but what about hip-hop? Paid Dues has been an underground rap and hip-hop festival in San Bernardino for 6 years now. But this year, records were broken. Last Saturday, the festival sold out with 18,000 people attending, tripling last year's numbers. Rolling Stone called this event a wow factor lineup with performances by Wu-Tang, Mac Miller, and 3 6 Mafia. By having NOS Energy Drink sponsor the event, the festival was able to blow up on all sorts of social media outlets. Speaking of music festivals, today marks the first day of Coachella 2012 Weekend 1. Today's lineup has over 40 artists, Afrojack, Black Keys, and M83 just to name a few. The city of Indio, Coachella's location, has a population of 76,000 residents, but Coachella is expected to bring 100,000 plus people. Tonight starts one of the most competitive events in the Greek community. Other than recruitment and Greek Week, there's Skit. Skit is an all-Greek dancing, performing, and lip-syncing competition where each house has 8 minutes of glory as they go for the gold. Tonight is the first performance of the annual Skit competition and things are heating up. But to get a little inside look of how things are going, I took a walk around campus to chat with some of the performers. Check it out.
So as Greek coordinator, you know all the themes. You know everything.
Yeah, I might know a little bit about the themes.
And what can you tell us from an outside perspective that knows everything ins and outs about Skit? What can we as an audience expect?
Expect a good show, like usual. A lot of effort goes into Skit every year. Chapters put in several months worth of practicing. It's really a good showcase of Chapman's Greek talents. And it's gonna be fun. There's a lot of comedy. There's a lot of good dancing. It's in for a good show.
It's like a bag of Skittles, Skittles. It's like so many different flavors, so many different things you don't know what you're expecting, but there's gonna be a lot of flavor.
What does it mean to a house on campus if they win Skit, or even place for that matter?
Well, I think it's just kind of like a nice payoff for okay, I worked really hard for this and people liked what we came up with. So, I don't think this year it's not really the goal to win, but I think it's always a nice pat on the back if you do win.
It looks like Chapman students will be all over the place this weekend. Maddie and Zach, where will you guys be? Watching Skit or going to Coachella?
Well, I'm going to be checking out Coachella for sure.
Oh, who are you excited to see?
Oh, the Black Keys. I'm a big fan.
Nice. I'm going to be headed to Skit and then on Sunday down to Zach Brown Band with a bunch of Chapman newsies. It's going to be a great weekend. Harry Potter fans can rejoice. Their favorite author, J.K. Rowling has announced the title of her much-anticipated young adult novel. The famous author will release her first novel since the last of the Harry Potter series was released 5 years ago. The book will be titled The Casual Vacancy. Although Rowling remains tight-lipped about her latest project, she reveals it is much different from the Potter books.
The book will be published by the company Little Brown upon the title release. The publishing house did offer a short synopsis of what is expected from the novel. The little town of Pagford, England is the book, and it's expected to hit stores September 27th.
It's going to be a great weekend. Lots of stuff. Get out and support your Panthers. Log on to our website, chapmannews.tv, to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsies bios, and top headlines.
And make sure you also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Chapman News, Twitter @Chapman News, and YouTube youtube.com/Chapman News.
Make sure to tune in next week as we'll have Greg Schwank, founder of the Newport Beach Film Festival.
He'll be here on the eve of the 13th annual festival, which just keeps getting bigger. Remember, a few years ago when they premiered the film Crash, which went on to win an Oscar?
Yeah, I do. But that's all. That's all this week. Until then, we'll leave you with a taste of the previous festivals. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Madeline Dodd. Enjoy your weekend.